I was so stupid. Asked on the bus how much to pay. The whole car mocked me mercilessly. Some even called me a fool. I said with 1 yuan, you could buy a bet. Asking how much to pay on a boat? It's just absurd. What I didn't know was global prices suddenly dropped overnight. Marriage only cost 5 cents for a bride price. In the city, you can buy a whole building for 50 yuan. But inside the bus. When I took out 4 coins from my pocket, everyone on the bus was dumbfounded. They had only seen a fortune of 4 yuan on tour. When going to the bank, you need to bring a few bodyguards. Like me, casually in the pocket. Even the Chiva dare not film like this. Following that, a female college student with a cold spraying in her eyes said to the handsome guy, "Do you need a wife?" I am 22 years old. This year, music university student. The betrothal gift only costs 50 cents, and my first time doesn't matter. Then she was immediately retorted by the man with glasses in the call. You're dreaming. How can a rich second generation like him be interested in you? I think you lack the original one. Even imported originals can be found by others. As soon as these words were spoken, everyone nodded in agreement. Now also headache, don't know the specific value of this dollar. And then handed a dollar to the driver. Said, I really have no change. Why don't you find me some change? However, the driver's face turned green. From here to the final destination, Chukongangipen Airport. Only need 3 more. Give a dollar. Where can I find change for you? 997 mohar from the driver's room. I keenly found the value of a dollar. These 3 mohar are equivalent to the previous $3. So you're saying that this dollar is equivalent to 1 million. I look at my bank card deposit, 180 sort of. Instantly, not calm anymore. Immediately got off the bus. After getting off the car, I opened Terabyte to check.
iPod 14手机，惊报价一声。
LV retro backpack. The pronunciation of 80 off at the counter. 20 centimeter. It seems that the prices of everything in the world are devaluing now. But my own capital has not changed. Finally managed to calm my mind. I hail a taxi directly. Although there is no cab. It's still a elephant. I arrive at Q1 airfield. I glanced at the price, 80 cents. Then immediately paid with a scan code. An ePay assistant reminds you. The balance after this payment is 799. The 20 cents reminder is not loud, but it shocked the honest heart of the driver. In those few moments, the driver has even made countless side glances. But in the end, reason prevailed. After arriving at the airport, I was ready to call the previous customer service. Yesterday, I spent over 3 yuan to buy a Boeing 747 airplane model. Today is my girlfriend's younger brother Yang wife's birthday. I was planning to give it to him to build a good relationship with my future brother-in-law. Originally, it was just a plain model. Direct delivery to the door is fine. But the other party unexpectedly said the item is valuable and must be picked up. Yeah. So I had to come to the airport by myself. Unexpectedly. This matter happened to run into my girlfriend Yang Jina and her younger brother Yang. So I immediately walked over to say hello. But Yang Jian looked at me disdainfully and said she wanted to break up. I was so stunned with an incredulous look in my eye. Yang Weo was even more sharp-tongued, calling me a puppet, and said he wanted to be my brother and look, dream on, seeing Yang, Weiss Wolf, like disdain. Made me feel irritated. Just then, like a 30-year-old middle-aged man, right, dressed in all luxury brand. He is the manager of the this airline company. After he came, he hugged the Yang family. Yang Wei immediately greeted him warmly as brother when he saw him. Yang chuckled at the word. He took out his wallet and took out a dollar bill to hand to Yang. Yang waved a dollar bill in front of it. At that moment, I felt an unprecedented sense of humiliation. My girlfriend of 1 year was actually supported by someone else. The person who supports her actually has an annual salary as high as $1. Just as I was about to take out the forced deal in my pocket and smash it in their faces, a woman in professional attire, wearing black, rimmed glasses, walked over. What are you doing? There will be important guests coming soon. How noisy are you? The gang looked a bit panicked at the approaching woman. Mr. Lin. These are my friends, all aviation enthusiasts. I softened my heart and brought them in for a tour. In Shaya walked over. Exing unconsciously looked serious, although a bit dissatisfied, but still nodded, saying, "Take them out. I'm going to meet an important person here later." The middle-aged man suddenly breathed a sigh of relief. Not dare say more. Prepare to leave here with Yang Ji and Yang Wei. However, at this moment, I carry some doubt, looking at Qian and Shayad and saying, "Older sister, I recognize your voice sounds a bit familiar. Do we know each other?" Once this is, Shaya immediately thinks, "I am the person who answers the phone in the morning." He walked quickly to me. "Some respectful questions, please. Are you Mr. Yu and Jushi?" This moment, whether it's Lai Gang or Yang Ying, the siblings were all stunned. Upon hearing this, I raised my eyebrows. "Yonda is my delivery company." I just said why the voice sounds so familiar. It's the little girl who called me in the morning to pick up the express delivery. However, Inashaya's answer stunned Lai Gang even more. "It's me. I'm Qian Shaya, the one who called you in the morning." Boom, Qian Shaya's word. We're like a thunderstruck on the middle-aged man. For a moment, his face turned pale. They actually know each other. Impossible, isn't it? How could this poor boy possibly know Qian Shiwa? But before he could react, my next sentence made their scalps tingle even more. I suddenly remembered who you were. It's you. Like I said, the voice sounds so familiar. Turns out you're the delivery girl that called me this morning. The middle-aged man's eyes widened, his voice sounding urgent. "What did you say?" "Boy, this is the son of the president of the piano group, the general manager of Star Cloud Airlines. Not the delivery girl you mentioned." Upon hearing the middle-aged man's introduction, I was also stunned. Could it be that I really made a mistake? After all, the precious daughter of a big group. How could she possibly call to have her delivery picked up herself? At this moment, Yang Ling and Yang Wei finally understood. Why the middle-aged man? Why was he so afraid of Qian Shaya? It turns out she is the daughter of his superior. Since President Qian still needs to attend to something. If Kneeling can get her to leave first, then I'll do it. I suddenly reached out and pulled her out. After saying that, the two of them were prepared to use all their strength to pull me out. "Stop." Yan Xia anxiously went up to stop the two of them. "What are you doing?" Mr. Exa Lian is the distinguished guest I mentioned. What a fate. The three of them were stunned immediately. The middle-aged man couldn't help but smirk. He looked up and down at you as you went. From head to toe, all cheap goods. Not even worth a cent. Such a big shot. He wouldn't believe it, even if you beat him to death. Some of them, unwilling to give up, continue. "Or they mistaken? He's just a poor loser. Don't let him fool you." Wen Yan, Yang Eng, also ignored it. "Hurry up and come up." "Yes, Titan Zhu. He's my ex-boyfriend. We have been together for a year. I know him very well." He's a loser. Doesn't have much money. Don't ever let him deceive you. That's right, he's just a useless guy. Yang, we said on the side. It's in the eyes of the three people. Saya was deceived by me. If I expose him myself, I might win Qian Saya's favor. Shut up, children. Saya was furious. Do they not understand what I'm saying? If they mess up themselves, what happens next will definitely be too much for them to handle. Thinking about this, then Shaya gave the three of them a fierce glare. "Do you know? Mr. S.L. Yang bought a Boeing 747 aircraft from Boeing Company. Isn't this purchasing power considered wealthy, guess?" As Qian Shaya spoke, she pointed with her hand in the distance. "Do you see that? That's the Boeing 747 Mr. Exa Young purchase." Listening to Kusuyan's word, everyone turned their head. "Purchase a Boeing 747. How is it possible?" "That's a plane worth over 3. Well, I'm the only one who can afford it." Middle-aged man doesn't believe. Yang Ying doesn't believe. Yang Wei doesn't believe either. Even I don't believe. When the hell did I just buy a plane? I was stunned. and pressed my temple with my hand. Wait, let me think for a moment. When did I buy a plane? I clearly bought a plane model. As I finished speaking, Yang seemed to have caught a clue, proudly pointing at me and saying, look at you. His scanner self said she bought an airplane model. Did you make a mistake? Yes. Well, Jay, think carefully. After the replica is done, Yang Weiss' eyes turned to the Boeing 747 behind him. If he can fly this plane.
No.
I just need to sit in the captain's seat. He would be very satisfied with it himself. For a moment. Even Kyoran Saya hesitated. Others may say it's fine, but when the person who made the purchase says so, this becomes a bit thought-provoking. Hesitated for a moment. Asiyaso once again approached me. Even if there is a slight possibility, he cannot agree. What if it really is him? Thinking of this, I show my respect. Mr. Ito, can you show me your ID and order him for me, so I can check it? Although a bit puzzled, but a beautiful woman. People always can help, but agree. Especially such a very polite beauty. As I pulled out my phone, pulled up the order, handed it to Kuyan along with my eye. Everyone nervously watched it, looking at the order, which was exactly like mine. I think Shaya heaved a long sigh of relief, handed it back to me, then spoke. Mr. Esya, the order has been verified. This Boeing 747 is what you purchased. What a joke. Clearly they didn't believe that I could buy a Boeing 747. Darn. Funny. How could a loser like him afford a Boeing 747? The middle-aged man kept shaking his head, working in an airline company. He naturally knows the price of a Boeing 747. How could he come up with that? Shocked both Yang and his brother, although they knew planes were valuable. Pa didn't expect it to be this valuable. There's no way a poor guy like him can afford it. He takes a few months just to buy me an iPhone among the three. The one who may find it the most unacceptable is probably Yang Wen. To get closer to his aviation dream, he urged his sister to date a man 15 years older than her. If Kisa Liang really can buy a Boeing 747 with his support, he can definitely achieve his dream and maybe even own one himself. But they have reached this point, and it's impossible. He naturally can't accept it. That's unscientific. I didn't pay attention to it for the time being. They were also surprised that their eyes almost popped out. So cheap. Clearly what I bought was a mod. How to send a real airplane, if bought. I can still understand. After all, prices have plummeted. But that was a week ago. No way. This system actually affected something I bought a week ago. But then the order I placed for Yang Wei to buy an iPhone all changed to 1 cent. Does this mean I accidentally bought an airplane? Just thinking about it, I am dumbfounded. What is this thing for that I bought? I don't know how to use it. So cheap. I clearly bought a model. For a moment, my strong word left everyone, including Kiwata and Saya, speechless. Kiki, is this something a human would say? Kiki, big brother, the price of the model and the price of the airplane need to be multiplied by 100. So when everyone was confused, I, who had thought about the causes and consequences, began to feel distressed. The model can also be placed at home to what? I look left. I look right to see the Boeing 747 in the distance. Better to give me a model. It's more satisfying. I don't even know where to put it when I go back. You're awesome. Middle-aged man and Q-Ad Shia. I don't even know what to say anymore. Even the middle-aged man wants to ask with a straight face. How about I exchange the airplane model with you? Of course, this can only be a thought. Now, he really hopes I forget about it. Looking like this. This airplane was actually bought by me. This idiot actually deceives himself. The middle-aged man's heart is extremely restless, staring fiercely at Denjona. Unfortunately, Ejime did not see it. At this moment, he obviously hasn't recovered yet. Looks a bit lost, continuously shaking his head, mumbling impossible in his mouth. How is this possible? At this moment, QI and Shaya has already confirmed. The plane is the one I bought. Smiling. Mr. Say, since it has been confirmed that it is purchased by you, the procedures have been completed. You just need to sign to confirm receipt. This Boeing 747 belongs to you. Let me check the goods for you now. He invited me while speaking. Forget it. Old language. I shrugged. My face was full of 3 big words of no interest. This thing is simply a waste of money. It can be said to be very expensive. But what's the use of just leaving it? Could it be the flying skills purchased in the sister? It's not impossible to play with it by oneself. But others fly helicopters. What kind of ghost is it to fly a Boeing 747 by yourself? I was still complaining. But Kurian Sayad didn't know how to speak. As an heiress to the conglomerate, he also counts as a wealthy person. Also have contacted those top-rich second generation. Never seen anyone more willful than me. Thought it was an airplane model, and that was it. The big family's descendants spend money like water. Do not know the price is forcibly stuffed over. You can't go up and check it. Take a look inside. For a moment, and Shia felt that a lot of words were stuck in her chest. Unfortunately, can't say it out aloud. Good, not long after. She had a fluffy, big, wavy perm. A slim, casual woman ran over. Sanji, here's the contract. You really want it. And Shia just nodded lightly. Took the contract from the woman's hand. When she turned her head, she had already put on a sweet smile. Mr. X, if there's no problem, just sign below you. And this Boeing 747 will be yours. Obviously. Shia's appearance surprised the big wavy perm a bit. Even for a tycoon who can buy a Boeing 747. There's no need to do this. This is already a kind gesture. You are the chairman of QI Hang Group. The company's market value is exactly 50. While complaining. He looked at me. Looking at me. Wearing cheap goods that add up to just a penny. Still looking at, with nothing to commend, except for one fate. Is this the saying that people cannot be judged by appearance? Dabalang muttered to himself, looking at the contract, handed over by Qian Shai. I scanned it roughly, and then wrote my name on it. Is it? What methods does he have? Thinking by hand, it's easy to know how troublesome it is to return goods. Hand the contract back to the big way. And Shia also smiled. Congratulations, Mr. Exie. This Boeing 747 belongs to you. Listening to Qian Shia's words, Yang Yin was originally stunned, finally came back to her senses. Impossible scammer. Ichala, Leon, you scammer. This must be your plan. You must be trying to deceive me. You want me to regret? Actually, you are not the general manager of your company. You just said wrong. Right? Yang is like a madman. Grabbing the middle. H-man's collar. Shaking his body constantly. Obviously, he cannot accept all this. Obviously, I was a poor guy, but... Why? After I left, he changed his identity. Directly bought an airplane. A full 3 blocks. Enough for him to live a worry-free life. Looking at my indifferent appearance. I must still have more money. Drive luxury cars, live in mansions, buy all kinds of luxury goods. But this kind of life is completely away from oneself. He couldn't accept it. Yang's move immediately attracted everyone's attention. And Fen's face turned iron blue in an instant. So initially, he still harbored a glimmer of hope. I forgot about it. But with Ying's action like this, he became the center of attention. I can't help but not pay attention to him. Hey, since you crazy woman, don't go crazy. Watching Yang still going crazy. Lin Fen directly slapped him in the face. His voice was extremely loud. A blood-red handprint appeared on Ying's face. You actually hit me. Ying, who came to his senses, looked at QRNZ in disbelief. He never expected that this morning. The man who promised to protect her forever would actually slap himself. But QRN obviously didn't intend to pamper him. He just glared at Yang fiercely. Shut up and stop talking. I won't let you up. Turning around, he walked away, rubbing his hands. looking embarrassed at the few people present. That person laughed. He suddenly went crazy. I'm afraid he will harm everyone. Let's throw them out first. Speaking of this, he shouts at the security guard in the distance. I held my hands, not knowing exactly what I was thinking, while Qi and Shaya looked at Yang Ying on the ground, and then at Qi and Fen. He keenly realized that this matter was not simple. Watching the security guard running over. Yang Wei panicked today after finally entering the aviation company he had been dreaming of. The airport was just moments of. He could still sit on a helicopter and soar in the sun, but now he was going to be thrown out. No. It can't be. Like this. Yang Wei suddenly thought of me so rich. He even bought a Boeing 747. It will definitely allow him not to be kicked out, requesting that not only can he stay, but he can also go to the cockpit of the Boeing 747. Maybe it will help them reconcile. He can even use this plane as a dowry for himself. When he thinks of this, a burst of heat rises in Yang Wei's heart. He quickly runs to my side with an expectant look. Shu, this judge, they want to kick me and my sister out. Quickly help me beg for mercy, he said, still shaking my arm, acted upon by a force. My hand, originally in my pocket, was suddenly brought out. Along with it came 4 steel coins. Clang, as the 4 coins fell to the ground. Everyone's gaze turned towards him. Those are all. Those are 4 jade coins of 1 piece each. The first to notice was Qi and Shaya. Today, he has been shocked for who knows how many times. 4 coins of 1 piece just tucked in your pocket, like that. Aren't you afraid they might fall out? What if a thief steals them from you? I can't stay calm anymore. The guy in front of me, what kind of existence he had? Then Das Belam and Q Fen Fen also realized, if there was any doubt just now these 4 together is the best proof. A man carrying 4 coins in his pocket at all times. Just the thought of it is just terrifying. Truly a tycoon who can buy a Boeing 747, even though he's never eaten pork. The Yang siblings have actually seen pigs run them. It's just like those single coins on teeth. Immediately. So Yang Wei's eyes became a few degrees hotter, although he bought 1,747. But in the end, he didn't see anything, just a string of numbers. But the coins on the ground in front of him, it's a solid $4. This is a whole bill, a portion given diligently. But just looking at Yang Wei in front of me, I just feel like a burst of laughter. Why the very cold tone? But Yang Wei doesn't care at all. But he'd like my sister. I will help you patch things up with him. Don't worry. This time I won't let him leave you. Saying this, Yang Wei didn't even bother to look at the coins on the ground. Continuously exchanging glances with Yang Wei. Yang Yang only woke up, as if from a dream, and tidied up her head, little running to my side. Wants to hold my hand. The voice has a hint of coquettish flavor. Yang, better, let's make it. I know I was wrong, but you love me, right? I won't act willful and leave you again in the future. Yeah. Yay. My sister also knows she was wrong. It was that guy who fooled both of us. We know we were wrong now. Make up like beefs. Yang Wei was also standing by helping with the show, but watching the performance of the 2 white-eyed wolves. I am very sarcastic consciously. That's what it means to see through, and that's it. Shook my head. I suddenly threw out the niece cloud mouth behind my head. It's not even 12 o'clock yet. A hypocrite is a hypocrite, after all. Did you forget? Did he give you the money, Bo? Don't you see her brother-in-law? What are you doing looking for a poor person like me? Listen to my sarcastic words. Both of them were stunned. One for a moment. Do not know what to do. At this time, the 4 security guards at the airport have arrived. Mi Fan was overjoyed. Quickly throw the 2 of them out. Wen Yan and Wen Yoi subconsciously looked at Qi and Shai. After all, the big boss didn't speak. They're not run around. But after waiting for a few seconds, Qi and Shai didn't say anything. And Fen Fen became impatient. In addition, Qi did not speak. He thought it was agreed. Immediately pointed at the 2 security guards and shouted, "What are you standing there for? Hurry up and throw them out. Don't you understand what I'm saying?" The 4 security guards looked at each other. I just thought about Yang and her brother. It took me a lot of effort to get here. I haven't even ridden a helicopter yet. I haven't visited the cockpit of a Boeing 747 yet. We kept retreating. Then he ran towards the helicopter on the side. But he is not a trained security guard at all. The opponents were quickly pinned to the ground. One by one, the security guards carried them past me, just as Kyoran was still feeling triumphant. The voice sounded, Yun Fen's heart sank. He mechanically turned his head to look at Chuan.
Saya.
The one who just spoke was him. So he stepped out at Kyoran and said one word at a time, there is still a loser. He should also be thrown out. And finally, he had the word. Cold sweat appeared on his forehead. He forced a smile and said, Manager coolly, what do you mean? What do you mean? And Shaya coldly snorted, as far as I know. Manager Kid said, you are a married man. Right. I have a wife. That Manager Ko said, I have enough of him. Listening to Carrie and Finn still trying to argue. Shristaya interrupted our airline's trip. There is no room for you, this giant Buddha. Let's go, he said. Yeah, Finn suddenly turned pale. Then Shaya's words undoubtedly meant to fire him. Accustomed to this kind of life. Dare not imagine losing this position. What will he become? He didn't really care about anything right away. Kneeling on the ground. Manager Kiran, I know I was wrong. Give me a chance. Looking at Qianan, Shaya unmoved. But Fenny Yang looked at Mr. Exa and said, not Mr. Exa. I really don't know if he's your girlfriend. If I knew, even with 10,000 times more courage, I wouldn't dare dig into your relationship. Oh. And Fen is still begging for mercy. Shaya saw the impatience in my eye. Immediately waved her hand to drag him out and throw him away. Another security guard took Kua and Fen away. The sound of crying and begging slowly faded away. Only the three of us left in the vast field. Sigh. I slowly picked up the 4 coins from the ground. At this moment, Kirishaya couldn't help but say, I thought you were probably not going to pick them up. Ready to make an easy $4? I heard White Huron Poetry had a glance. Why not pick it up? It's worth $4. After saying that, picking up the jade coin, although it fell to the ground, but due to the material, not a speck of dust adhered to it. I picked up all 4 coins, subconsciously just throwing it away. What I didn't know is that as he discarded the coin, another person's heart was also discarded. The big wave looked at the coins and said, just felt like a tightness in the heart. Kept swallowing saliva. My obedient. What the hell is it? Brother, there is a sewer next to 4 Yuan. What if you make a mistake and fall in? Yeah, if Yan she knows the answer. Probably will laugh to death in the past. Throwing coins like this to people feels like pretending to be poor. X4, you can find an elementary school student at school. His pocket money today is more than it. But now, casually take out few coins from the pants pocket, especially this one Yuan jade pendant. Not bragging at all. This is a big wave in this life. Seen the most handsome way to show off wealth. Following Kira and Saya, he also counts as having seen the work. In the bar, I have also seen a tycoon exchange. 1 Yuan banknote for a dozen. Signed and secured Bank of China note, then threw the banknotes towards this falling money, like rain. All money but pretending to be too much. The voice sounds a bit nouveau, rich, just like me. Directly took out 4 $1 jade coins and tossed them up. Seems low. Key, luxurious, and culture. The big waves also vaguely feel like a noble aura. Is this the descendant of a big family? Even Xian, Saya, looked a bit nervous. No matter how big the waves are, they can't compare to me. He just gave me a disdainful look. Oh, our summer lord is still caring about $4. Buying models, but ending up with an airplane like a rich person. Over 120 is nothing to a rich person. But now caring about $4. When this was said, Big Wave was stunned, as he was not present at the beginning. He did not know about my choice to buy an airplane. Originally, he thought throwing jade coins was already the limit of coolness. He didn't expect an even more bold move, buying models and actually getting a real airplane. The key is that the other person has money to spend. At this moment, Big Wave just wanted to shout loudly. You urbanites really know how to play with classical Chinese language. I shook my head, a face of bitter smile. Just don't tease me. I don't have today's matter. Thank you, just say it directly if you have anything.
Speaking of that,
I became serious. He is a person who is clear about grievances and grudges. If it went for QIA today, he would really be hard to deal with. A hard-working guy. Of course, I also didn't rule out the possibility of selling the airlines directly out of anger. Still need to thank him for helping oneself breathe a sigh of relief. Even if this woman has an ulterior motive. I am not a fool. A daughter of a grand group could be said to be humble and submissive reception. If I didn't have something to ask for, I wouldn't believe it even if I were killed. Obviously, my words made Kenneth and Shia somewhat stunned. Couldn't help but speak directly. Was I so obvious without giving any face? I nodded. All right, QAN. Shia was speechless, then just looked at the time. It's already time to eat. Would you like me to invite you to dinner? Let's chat while eating. No problem. I nodded. Agreed to Q&A's invitation. The two arrived at the parking lot together. Then Shia parked in front of a red Ferrari. As Kira and Shia pressed the key, the Ferrari's headlights came on. The door opened slowly. Get in. China Shia sat in the car. The two fastened their seatbelt amid a thunderous roar. Rang Shia drove away. 2 hours later, like the two who had finished eating arrived at a cab. I stir the coffee on the table with my right hand. The other hand supports my head as I look at Q&A across the table. Can I speak now? No, Zaya nodded. After a moment of contemplation. She spoke. The Boeing 747. You bought. What are you going to do with it? What to do? Turlancia blinked her eye. Honestly, I haven't thought of any solution. I can only sigh. What can I do? Just leave it. After all, I can't fly to eat either. At least it's worth a lot. Raising sheep. The eyes do not appeal. Very good. This is very cool in some. Ginshas has also seen it. I showed off my wealth twice, but this time it was unexpected. Just kind of let it be there to watch. And Shanghai no longer wants to complain. Reorganize my move. This is what I mean. If you don't need it, you can rent it to. Price is negotiable. I'm already suspicious of the request to borrow the plane. What's wrong? Does your airline lack plane? Why not lack? Looking at the curiosity in my eye. Bascio also explained. Except for those large airlines. There are 100 or 200 aircraft. Other airlines have very few planes. Some airlines even have only a few planes. Our kind group's plane just reached 20 aircraft. And 20 aircraft is not bad. I took a sip of coffee before continuing to that. Also worth 120 euros. When this was said, Nefishaya glared at him. What are you thinking? Do you think airlines buy their planes themselves? This time it's my turn to speak up. Otherwise, how can we come up with such a small amount of money to start an airline? Seeing my appearance, Nefishaya felt a surge of fire in her heart. Quickly took a sip of coffee to suppress it. What are you thinking? Even those big airlines rarely buy planes. Most of them obtain them through financial leasing or directly lease from bank. After all, the profit margin of airlines is not high. The airplane price is too high, even in Mecca. 1 year's profit can't buy a plane. After saying that, it's my turn to be stunned, even a bit incredulous. At that moment, enduring the urge to strangle me, Chong, Q&A nodded. Almost gritting my teeth, I said, yes, my goodness. An airline can't even earn 200 yuan, while I can earn 16 planes in a month, in an instant. I once again intuitively feel how rich I am. Take a sip of coffee to calm down. When Shia looked at me, spoken. So, you mean to quit? Of course quitting can just be quitting. It's better to let her earn some money. In return for my investment, let Q and Shia write a few lines. This is why she is acting like this
To the point of even traveling.
Due to the fact that the music school only has 20 planes, some of them are already close to retirement debt. The music school group encountered some issues, which led to problems in financing leases. Even though it's just one plane, it can temporarily solve the urgent matter. Even my finance. There will be more in-depth cooperation later. Really, that's great. Immediately, Q and Shia took out the contract. Ronggoying for leave. The contract goes like this. Borrow a plane, return on investment, and so on. Stop looking at the dense and numerous. Words can be troublesome if all are spoken. I won't listen to these. Just tell me directly, how much is the net profit of a plane in 1 year? Nishai laughed, holding the contract. Do not understand what it means, but still subconsciously open my mouth. A large commercial airliner makes a profit of around $50 a year. What's wrong? $300. Yeah, $300. Damn it. I got this answer. I am dumbfounded. Damn, to buy a plane? Now I finally know. Buy airlines, lease buy it. Look at that. See ya. Not it. That's already pretty high. Consider that a plane's lifespan is 20 years. Although that's what the talk is about. But I still find it hard to accept. For 20 years. Just to earn my own salary for a month. Toiling hard at the piano studio for 18 years. Well, maybe the trouble is caused by price changes. If converted to the past, it would be $3 billion, considering that I also feel so much better. Oh. Just stop thinking about it. Let's go with like what you said. A plane makes a profit of 300 yuan in a year. Turnover 18.75 yuan to me each month. Continuing for 20 years. It's up to you to toy with this plane. How's that Kyonsha, a black line, Dragon Nation camp, although also concession, but very troublesome. Not like me. Feels like renting a house. Although strange. But there is a very cool feeling. Carefully calculated. I found out that I actually made more profit than the Dragon Nation camp. Immediately made a decision. Let's go print the contract. After saying that, afraid that I would regret it. She pulled me out under the supervision of the legal department of the piano store. The two officially signed the contract until evening. Dai Shayashin finally took me back home. If I had known it would be so troublesome, I wouldn't have rented it. I couldn't help but mutter. Then slowly opened the computer. She will not forget. Her goal this month is to become an anchor. Immediately opened the computer, clicked on the QTV button. I had a hard time with the registration name. I call myself the Love Master. No, this title doesn't look great. The audience is not interested at all. Success is never accidental before becoming famous. If you want to attract viewers into the live room, you must have an eye-catching title without a refreshing title. Viewers don't even want to come in, let alone stay and become fans. For example, a man looks very ugly. Do you still have the heart to understand his inner thoughts? So hardware is the key. After thinking for a moment, I nodded heavily, with slender hands tapping on the keyboard. I just finished writing the title and introduction. Room title, the most explosive on the whole emotional anchor with a glass heart, mistakenly enter the title. Perfectly showcases social conformity and rebellious psychology, making biased people unable to resist coming in for a look. Nowadays, who of the young generation isn't full of energy? You say you're irritable. I'm even more irritable than you. That's right. When choosing tags, I selected emotions. Maybe today's events have had some impact on him. Work, task, penalty. I was suddenly full of fighting spirit. It's 9 p.m. Now, just finished 2 hours of live streaming today. At the same time, because of my title, make so many tourists want to come in and see how temperamental this anchor is. In a while, more than a dozen viewers came in. On the screen, scattered barrage also began to appear. The anchor just died for me. Let me see how temperamental you are. Hashaf? It's a pleasure to see. When the temper is online to the anchor, seeing this barrage, I took a sip of water without changing my expression. Then I said, you are my grandfather. My grandfather has long gone. So you will die directly tonight. After hearing my one-man show, the entire barrage erupted. The anchor has a wolf-like temperament, much more than just a werewolf. Truly a hot-tempered anchor with such a hot-tempered personality. I'm interested. Let me introduce myself. I am an emotional anchor with rich emotional experiences. If any of you have emotional questions, such as how to chase a girl or numerous unhappy trivial matters in life, you can ask me. I will definitely give you satisfactory answers. Who made me your father? in order to educate you guys. Dad really went to great length. The dog streamer takes advantage of me again. Stabs him, even afraid the streamer is a single dog. Still teaches us how to pick up girls. Yeah. You're only 17 or 18. Not studying hard. But also want to teach us older brothers how to pick up girls. Seeing all these questioning bullet comments. Rarely I coughed lightly. The bullet comments are right. I got dumped early in the morning by myself. And now I'm here blabbering to others as a person. I can't lose anything. Can't lose momentum, naturally. I can't admit that. How do you understand? Don't be fooled by my youth. But I have rich social experience. Although he doesn't know how to pick up girls. That he can't ruin the reputation of being a master of love. He cleared his throat. Since you asked sincerely, I'll generously tell you, take out your notebooks and write it down. Just 2 words. Persistently shameless. Bright to tell you. That's how I got out of being single. Dating can't be rushed. Don't make things so clear.
Yeah.
Let others see at a glance that you are chasing them. Think about it. Ordinary people won't fall in love at first sight, but won't dislike at first sight either. Everyone is a child of common people. Unless you look like Peng, Yu Yan, Wu Yangzu, or me, this kind of good feeling needs to be achieved as understanding increases. The key issue is you need opportunities for further development. Having said that, I paused for a moment. Let the audience in the other podcast digest it. As for whether they understand it or not, I don't care. After all, these are all hearsay from his past life. I have never seen such shameless person. Peng Yuan in my childhood. The anchor is really shameless. Although you are a tiny bit more handsome than me. Just a tiny bit. Everyone wants to expose the anchor. We still have to make him attend classes. Yeah. Anchor. Why can't you just come out and say directly, looking at this barrage? I put down the water cup in my hand, answered from the perspective of a girl. Thing for other. If you come straight over to ask someone on that, the girl will definitely feel pressure. If she realizes she doesn't like you after a while, or won't she just be playing you? So if you approach and come across as too eager, you basically be rejected immediately. That's how I kind of rambled on. Words of wisdom occasionally heard in the live broadcast. So that's how it is. Hearing your words. Success comes after 10 years of hard work. Words like that inspire my fighting spirits. Completely with that. Never thought of misleading others. Soon I live streamed for 2 hours. That means today's work is done.
So it's late.
Well, so let's meet again tomorrow.
With that said, the viewers in the live broadcast room were not happy. Why sleep? Where did we leave off?
Yes! All the happiness in the live broadcast room is handed over to you.
Do you have the nerve to sleep with someone?
Yes, but
All you do is talk about it. If you're so capable, go out and give it a try. One real, life demonstration. I want to see the streamer in action. Glanced at the barrage. I'm speechless. How can I have real combat experience myself? But seeing the audience in the live room so enthusiastic, I couldn't refuse. I immediately agreed without any problem. Tomorrow I will demonstrate live combat for everyone. Under such a guarantee, the audience in the live room finally log out. Today, although nothing happened, the live effect is still good. Tomorrow, work really, really hard. See what hidden tasks can trigger. Hidden tasks? Only heard about it right at the beginning, when I got the system. But never triggered, just when I was getting ready. Preparing to go to bed. The phone rang. When seeing someone calling on the phone, I have no hesitation. Hang up the phone. Block in one go. Close the phone. I pondered for a moment, then blocked Yang Wei's phone number. Only then did I fall asleep peacefully.
One night passed.
The next morning, I woke up from deep sleep. The sun was already high up. It's another day full of fighting spirit. He was preparing to prove himself with real combat. I even put in a lot of effort during meal. But in a Starbucks, a while later, I spent 20 hours working in a store. Bought a text live broadcaster as a black technology of the system. This leaf-flying device can change perspectives according to my needs at any time. Not only is it discreet, but the image quality is also very good. The barrage in the live stream will also be directly projected into my retina. I randomly ordered turned on the live stream. Many viewers are still thinking about what I said yesterday. When they see me start the live stream, many viewers flock in. In a while, the number of people exceeded 200, and a barrage started to come in. The host looks so handsome. Who did he want to give us a real battle performance? You guessed it right. So I flicked my hair with my finger, pretending to look helpless. Not giving you guys any, real fighting. You always think I'm just talking on paper. This time not only facing myself, but also you bunch of bitches. You'll see later. Learn how a Dago broadcaster feels embarrassed. See how you'll handle, rejection later. Too arrogant. Do you think you're a love guru? I'll wait for the broadcaster. No need to explain, even after being proven wrong. Quietly activated the Love Guru experience card for a day. Suddenly, a vague and inexplicable feeling came over. Originally, some small tension also disappeared. Instead, some eager to try. Directly shooting angle from the first person. Switch to a third-person shooting angle. Mosquito, live broadcast, flying filming the surrounding scenery. Let's explain as I speak. Firstly, pursue the girl. You want to know where the most girl... Today's Sunday. Starbucks consumption is not expensive. The environment is also good. Basically, it can be considered as a normal girl's daily check kind of in play. Sure, it's like with the shooting of the text live device. The audience in the live broadcast. Watching the girls gathering in groups nearby. Sitting together. Playing and joking around. The streamer really chose a good location. So many girls. I'll stop here and get ready to go to a nearby Starbucks to witness the streamer's flirting techniques in person. I can't wait. With so many girls around. Streamer, why aren't you going there so quickly? Come on, show it. Looking at these bullet comments, I suddenly turned the live broadcast towards myself, then gave them a disdainful look. Just don't act rational. Before each move, everyone must be prepared to charge. Let me ask you a question. Do you think the girl here, it's best to get her contact information? I throw out the question. The audience in the live room began to discuss in groups of 3 or 2 all of a sudden. I think the girl on the left, who is dressed in a youthful and beautiful way. Look at how happy she's laughing with her friend. She just seems like carefree. It should be easy to get her contact information. Yeah. Girls like, it looks like it gives people a very approachable feeling. The people upstairs are all expert. Why did I see that? No. Does my voice reach the live broadcast room at this time? When you approach these kind of girls, they will ignore you. Upon hearing this, the audience in the live broadcast room are all confused.
Why you ask the anchor?
They notice something. Please explain, anchor. I'm really impressed by just the words of a little kid upstairs. I really believed it. Looking at these skeptical barrage messages, I didn't pay any attention. 直接开口解释起来. They look like white-collar workers nearby. Rare Saturday outing for afternoon tea only. Clearly from my word. Everyone doesn't quite believe. Raised out? Why do they say they're a white-collar worker? It means working nearby. You think you're Detective Conan, huh? Forget it. Yeah. Thought I could learn something? The result is just like lip service. Watching a string of questioning barrage. I just smiled. Finger point. Everyone saw the 2 girls I pointed at. They were greeting a waiter. Talking and laughing. Did you see that? This is one of the evidence. They are very familiar with the waiter. Here, only regular customers can get this kind of treatment. They have already gotten used to coming to the Starbucks. And look at how they are sitting. Their bodies slightly leaning back. Buttocks occupy only half of the chair. I am supported. This is a common sitting posture for white-collar workers because of prolonged sitting. Like this, ensure that the neck releases its own pressure on the support. Can prevent neck fatigue. Looking at the attire of the 2 people, the graceful girl, Napa support. Demonstrating good economic strength. Just right for white-collar income. White-collar workers have their own circle of contact. If you don't have a certain economic strength, rushing up recklessly, they will just ignore you. After listening to my analysis for a while, the live broadcast room fell silent for a moment. And then the barrage started crazily.
Hey, streamer, are you reincarnated as Detective Conan?
Okay, how can you analyze that? Wife, come and take a look. Is this the detail you want?
I finally understand. The Lord's power is real.
Worshipping the host. Under the worship of a group of yours. I calmly pressed my hand. Low-key, low-key. If you don't have a good understanding. How can you dare to teach you slowly? Let's stop the analysis here. Now we are officially entering the real battle. You can randomly point to a girl. I need her contact information. After saying that, the whole live broadcast room became lively. The anchor is too cool, too cool. Please recommend a higher difficulty level for the master. Otherwise, I'm afraid it won't be challenging just enough. That cool and aloof one at 6 o'clock direction. I think she's good. The one sitting in the middle at 12 o'clock is also really good. Looks very quiet and shy. She should be a good girl. Yeah, she has 4 sisters by her side. If a guy only approaches this good girl anchor, it will anger the other. Her sisters will definitely stop it. All the viewers would think, it's really like a obedient girl, obedient girl. In an instant, the barrage was all lit up. A slight smile appeared at the corner of my mouth.
Girls gathering.
It's a bit challenging, but not enough yet. Watch closely, learn what. Textbook-like approach. Saying that, I stood up and walked towards the 12 o'clock direction, where 5 girls are sitting, all freshmen from the intermediate university. Today, they all came out to get together from the dormitory. I saw myself walking to their the gaze of the opposite sex dancing. The audience in the live room is curious. I will say hello in that way. But I just moved a chair from the next table. Then, in full view of everyone, sat down expressionless. This move naturally attracted the attention of a table of girls. What is it? Do we know each other? This is not only the doubts of the girl. The audience in the live room is also confused. What is the anchor doing? Shamelessly sitting down without speaking. I'm not mistaken. Thought he had already won over the girl. Initiatively asked for his phone number. Just as the girl was about to ask, I finally spoke up. Ladies and gentlemen, anyone interested in swimming and fitness? Ha ha ha. As soon as this statement was made, the 5 girls in front of me couldn't help but burst into laughter. Originally, they thought I was here to flirt. Did not expect such a sudden sentence to come out. But the audience in their live broadcast was also stunned by me. The anchor is too coquette. Let's learn about the gods swimming and fitness. Are you flirting or deceiving people to apply for a card anchor? Broadening my horizon. It's the first time I've seen such a coquettish way of flirting. Most viewers in the live broadcast room are mocking, while a small number have already seen through the clue. Damn, what a showy anchor. Is the person upstairs a fool? Where's the showy part? If you don't understand, don't speak. Haven't you noticed that at the beginning the anchor didn't do anything, but attracted all the girls' attention to himself? Not only that, the host's words instantly stirred up the emotions of all the girls, making them all laugh. Oh, my thinking about it this way. At that moment, I paid no attention to the entrance of the live broadcast room. After all, in actual combat, I saw his originally, expressionless face relax, looking at the girls and jokingly saying, it's like this. I've been observing you all from a distance for a long time. I really want to get to know one of you girls. The rest of you wouldn't mind. What? After saying that, I glanced at the faces of all the girls. Instantly. 5 of them just became curious. After all, they also want to know, who did I have a crush on among them? In an instant, everyone eagerly watched without hesitating to let things go. They all spoke up saying they didn't mind. Yes, we also want to see which handsome guy caught your eye. Upon hearing this, I pretended to breathe a sigh of relief. That's good. As I turned my gaze to the girls on both sides, you two don't mind, right? The 2 of them naturally shook their head. After all, at this moment, no one can say whether they mind or not.
Having received the answer.
I then turned my gaze to the girl beside me, and you don't mind, do you? No objection to watching my actions directly.
The audience in the live broadcast room are all at sea.
What is the anchor doing? Yeah. Why not just ask the last girl directly? Agree. Forcing the last girl to be the last one to ask. Too deliberate. Sure enough, when I asked the 4th girl, the obedient target girl became a bit urgent. Who knew that when I looked at him, his face blushed slightly. I smiled faintly. What about you? Don't mind you. At these words, everyone was stunned. Originally, they thought my goal was to be a good girl. It turns out that's not the case. In an instant, curiosity arose in everyone's hearts. The good girl also came to her senses at this moment. The roommates didn't mind it. Naturally, he couldn't possibly say he minded. He immediately shook his head before the girl finished speaking. I didn't give him time to think. So are you willing? The girl stunned. All the girls were stunned. Then, oh, the peach blossoms open. Someone wants your contact information. Hurry up. Everyone started to cheer. The girl blushed a little shyly at one. But I didn't say anything else. I already took out my phone, opened the QR code and handed it to the girl. Closed my eyes and looked at her with burning eyes. GLG didn't you say? You never dated in high school. Want to give it a try in college. The opportunity is right in front of you. Why not cherish it? Yes, strategic. Don't let the handsome guys wait here. In the end, couldn't resist the help from roommate. The girl took out her phone and scanned my QR code. You know what? I saw a person named Snow White, and he really is quite different. This name has been changed many times. After that, I glanced at my phone. Thank you, Barry. I will never forget your help, saying that I ordered some snacks for everyone. After paying the bill, I left deeply buried maiden. So I could elaborate. But being a young girl is not just showing the viewers in the live stream. I don't want to hurt a person. A pure girl. Walking on the street, I look very small. Do you understand? The audience in the live stream has gone crazy by now. The host, 999, demonstrated some real combat tactics, making the single guys in the live stream worship me. 2 hours passed. Quickly closed the live stream. I didn't continue wandering outside. I went shopping with the money. By the time I got home, it was already 9:30. I couldn't wait to open the live stream. After all, this is work in no time. 500 people were in the live stream, watching everyone asking me to talk about something exciting. But the Rose Saint experience card is gone. I clicked on playing landlord. I nervously blurted out, staying up until 2. I have completed the tasks for the next day when I was about to end the live stream. Suddenly, a viewer in the live stream sent a rocket. I am sorry for sending out the gift rocket in the live stream. I am about to get married. Normally, I should be so busy with wedding preparation, so immersed in the joy of getting married, but now I feel very tired. What should I do, host?